How did one of TF2's rarest hats end up in an inventory that looks like this? This is a story of Randolph the Bloodnose Caribou, the insane 1 in 800,000 odds to get it, and the mysterious individuals who own it today. On December 19th, 2013, Valve pushed out their annual winter sale, and with ridiculous sale prices like these came lots of purchases. This meant an influx in Steam trading cards. Normally, when you craft a full set of trading cards, you earn an upgradable badge that pertains to that particular game. But unique to 2013's winter sale, anytime you crafted a full set of trading cards, you received a Snow Globe trading card. Craft 10 of these Snow Globe trading cards together, and you got a Snow Globe badge. This Snow Globe badge could then be redeemed for one of 60 items randomly spread across 10 free-to-play games, with TF2 being one of them of course. Though the items only became known after they were crafted, and it was clear that some were a lot rarer than others. For a while, this unparalleled drop loomed over the TF2 community, but then late into December 28th, a post was made on the TF2 subreddit. Randolph the Bloodnose Caribou has arrived, and from there, the hunt for the hat began. Well-known TF2 collector, the director, commented, "Looking to get one of these items. Anybody who knows where this item is and wants to earn $25 tipping me off, payable on a successful trade, add me." Players initially tried item databases. Part of Backpack.tf's premium subscription service is a feature that allows you to search for any item and see who has it, although this search brought up no results for any of the 2013 Christmas items. TF2stats.net additionally showed nothing, despite having scanned over 2 million Steam profiles for items at the time. What made pinpointing the location of the hat so difficult was that it could potentially be any user on Steam that had it. The person who had crafted the Randolph could have been an avid TF2 trader, casual player with no trading experience, or a person who had never even heard of TF2 prior. You didn't have to own TF2 to get TF2 items, likewise with obtaining Snow Globe drop items from other games. But then, 1 week later on January 4th, a post made by a user named Lone Gunman popped up on the Spuff forums that simply said, "So, found this in my inventory." Most of the comments congratulated him, but some expressed disappointment, saying that, quote, "Why not give rare stuff to people who have put hours and cash into the game instead of a guy whose backpack looks like this?" And while Lone Gunman was actually an old school TF2 player as shown by his Soldier of Fortune badge, it is a bit comical that someone with such an empty backpack got the item. Luckily, Lone Gunman knew what he was doing and poked a bit of fun at the TF2 community's collective disappointment over him getting the hat. After a brief bidding war between high-tier traders, the first Randolph was sold for $5,100 to a collector named Noir. For those that know a good amount of TF2 history, Noir was the same guy who purchased the first ever golden frying pan off of the guy who won it for $5,500. Wait a second. After a brief bidding war between high-tier traders, the first Randolph was— Sir, a second Randolph has hit the TF2 economy. And no, I will not stop making 9/11 jokes in my videos. While all of this is happening, a second one was created with less than 24 hours left in the Snow Globe event timer. It took a couple of days to track the owner down, but eventually the community did. So apparently my friends are getting spammed just to get into contact with me over this hat. Wanted to see if people had any offers. The first one sold for $5,000 and there's only 2. Guess I have the second. By the way, since I don't really play TF2 myself, cash offers would be great. Just like last time, the owner wasn't even a TF2 player, with an equally barren inventory, but he did have the even more exclusive Grizzled Veteran badge, so there's that. This Randolph sold relatively fast though, as the aforementioned collector who set the $25 bounty, the director, bought it off of him for around $5,000, with the director's subsequent price suggestion being rejected because he didn't provide an exact cash amount he bought it for, which means that today, the hat sits unpriced on Backpack.tf. So where are these 2 hats today and how much are they worth now? Well, one is still in the director's backpack. His profile is public and it is very easy to see for yourself. The director also owns the ultra rare subscribe button item, so definitely check that one out. The Randolph that's sold to Noir on the other hand has unknown whereabouts. Noir is a private individual, but the item's history can be pieced via archives. He changed his name to Ace sometime around 2015, and checking the internet archive for Ace's backpack, you can see that he does indeed have the Bloodnose Caribou on page 38 of it. However, when checking his Steam ID's most recent backpack snapshot in April of 2017, the Randolph, along with all of his other tradable items, are gone. Various sources online vouch for this second Randolph being in a private collector's backpack, so it is likely that A/Noir just made a new account and transferred all of his items, wanting to remain completely private. So given that both of the owners are high tier collectors, it is unlikely to ever sell, but if it did, I predict it would just hit the 5-figure mark. While it is a 1/2 hat with a prestigious history, supply is only one part of the equation when it comes to value. There are plenty of 1/1 hats out there that are worthless because they are generally perceived as being less desirable. Randolph is widely considered to be one of the uglier looking rare hats in the game, as well as not being flashy in any way like any other insanely valuable items. So given that it last sold for $5,100 and none more will ever be created, I think it is fair to say around $10,000. As for what it looks like in game, well, crazy enough, in an old Muzok video uploaded on January 12th, 2016, Ace actually makes a brief appearance in the first 2 minutes. Muzok just unknowingly taunts at someone wearing a 1/2 hat, which is insane to think about. Another user also has screenshots of the director displayed on this profile, if you were wondering what it looks like on Red Team. Now the exact rarity of the hat is unknown, as no percentages were ever made official, but according to the final archive of the Snow Globe Craft counter page, 1,609,316 items were crafted in total. Of those items, 43 were of unparalleled rarity, putting the odds at a 1 in 37,000 chance for a random unparalleled item, as per the events that took place. However, TF2 in specific only had 2 crafted, while some other games had more. So for the TF2 hat, it would be about 1 in 800,000. This actually lines up exactly with the data taken from a Reddit user's Excel spreadsheet 1 week prior to the end of the winter sale, but keep in mind that this is only observational and based on what actually occurred, so it's just a ballpark of the odds. So despite the fact that none of you will ever own this hat, Valve is still fixing bugs with it as recently as Screen Fortress 2025. Another interesting tidbit of information is that many of the hats crafted from this promotion don't actually exist in game. A TF2 item only exists if you open the game, so for a lot of the lower rarity hats, there is a huge disparity between the number crafted and the number that exists according to backpack.tf, though most of them aren't worth much. The Spirit Dispenser is worth around 30 cents, the Battle Hood and the Battle Socks are about $1, and the sack full of Smithmas is worth around $7. Though the regular Smithmas Caribou without the glowing nose is worth around $850, as only 236 were ever crafted, making it rarer than the Who War. According to backpack.tf though, only 207 Smithmas Caribous exist right now, meaning that there are 29 unaccounted for. While these could easily be in private inventories, it is funny to think that there might be some clueless non-TF2 players sitting on $850 right now. Finally, thank you to Zesty Jesus for the video idea.
We have the War on Smithmas Battle Hood and the War on Smithmas Battle Socks. But these are very, very rare. They suck. They don't look good. Some, like, you know, a Chuckle Nut can make a video about these 2 items and get like 500,000 views very easily. That's like...
So to help me hit 500,000 views, subscribe and check out my other videos.